On today's show, Grant Johnson takes a trip down to the town's newest holiday attraction, looking to provide a safe way to make winter memories. Joyce Murphy sits down with two overjoyed Prosper parents who watched their son become the first African American to stay on the International Space Station. And Connor Fuxa takes us through football's first win in school history. All these stories and much more on this edition of HTN Daily. Good afternoon, Rock Nation. I know Thanksgiving break is over and all of your delicious leftovers are almost gone, but we can all still be thankful for our education and especially the great show we have in store for you today. Live from Studio 1060, I'm Madison Wells. The end of the semester is coming soon, which means finals are approaching. Anica Hankey has all the information you need to know and more.
Thanks, Madison. In the coming weeks, teachers will begin making preparations for semester performance tasks. Due to the large percentage of Rock Hill students who are online learners, administration has decided that teachers will be giving performance tasks instead of semester finals. Mr. Toth has said that administration feels, quote, this would be the best option for all of our students. Student Council is hosting their winter fundraiser by selling spiritware. Today is the last day to order spiritware gear to support StuCo, and you can visit the RHHS Student Council Twitter page to do so. If you have taken an AP test in Prosper ISD in the past, you may be familiar with the previous reimbursement policy the district has had for students who have either scored a 4 or 5. Unfortunately, due to the size of the district, Prosper ISD will no longer be continuing this practice. That's all of today's news. Back to you, Madison.
COVID-19 has forced many holiday events and fundraisers to be canceled this season. Grant Johnson took a trip down to Frisco's Dr. Pepper ballpark to see how they're reimagining their display to make it safe for all families to enjoy the season and spread the holiday cheer we all desperately need.
We've never needed the joy of holiday lights to brighten up a dark year like we do in 2020. Just 10 miles south of campus, a new holiday light display, Radiance, has decked the halls, aka the Dr. Pepper Ballpark parking lot.
So originally we wanted to use all of this wonderful stadium here at Dr. Pepper Ballpark and get people inside, out of their cars, come in, have the hot cocoa, sit with Santa, take pictures, do cookies with Mrs. Claus, all the 9 yards. But with the COVID-19 crisis, we just pivoted and made sure that everyone stays safe, and it's a drive-through only experience this year.
Radiance drive-through light experience is more than a mile long and takes 20 to 30 minutes to complete. Visitors can load up the car, grab their hot chocolate, and tune their radio stations to a special station that is synced with the display.
So we had over 2 weeks of setup time here at this location. And then after that, there was a bunch of little fit and finish things. But it was a lot of work. It was a lot of man hours and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get it up and going.
Guests marvel through 2 million lights on both sides of their cars and 160 feet of RGB tunnels like the one I'm standing in right now.
I think it's great that the community found a way to still stay safe with like COVID, so you can still see the Christmas lights and have fun with your family.
Radiance runs from November the 11th to January 3rd at the Dr. Pepper Ballpark in Frisco. Tickets are $30 per car with a maximum of 8 people per vehicle. For HTN Daily, I'm Grant Johnson.
Before we left for Thanksgiving break, the Blue Hawk football team made school history by winning their first ever game. Connor Fuxa breaks down the match in today's Season Pass.
Thank you, Maddie. Just before Thanksgiving break, varsity football faced off against Lake Dallas and made history. The Blue Hawks took their first win in school history, winning 34-28. It was a back-and-forth game, and they had some outstanding performances on the defense, making multiple stops to give the offense multiple chances to score. The first and second half were like night and day. The offense was able to score 14 points in the first quarter, but none after that for the rest of the half. And in the second half, they scored 7 points in the first quarter and 13 in the fourth. Brenner Cox passed for 205 yards and a touchdown, but also rushed for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Donovan Shannon ran for 110 yards. On the receiving game, Ryan Threet caught for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Jaden Hall caught for 58 yards and scored the game-winning touchdown on a 30-yard bomb that Brenner Cox threw on 3rd and 1. Not only did we take our first win, but Joseph McGinnis III was named Defensive Player of the Week after getting 1 pass breakup, 2 tackles for a loss, 5 solo tackles, and a fumble recovery that was punched out by Luke Lamont and ignited a late rally in the 4th quarter to win the game. We'll be back on Friday for another Season Pass update. Let's find out what is going on in the world of entertainment with today's Rock Hill Report. Beau?
Thank you, Connor. Charlie Brown is a holiday staple with classics such as It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown and It's a Charlie Brown Christmas. Earlier this year, Apple did announce that these holiday specials would be moving exclusively to their platform Apple TV Plus from NBC. Fans who didn't own subscriptions to the platform became outraged that their holidays would soon be without the classic Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and Peppermint Patty. After several online petitions, though, Apple did end up making the deal that would allow for these specials to also air on PBS, making it possible for everyone to watch this year. Clifford the Big Red Dog is making his way back to the screens, but this time live action. Paramount Pictures released a teaser of the new movie, and fans had very mixed opinions. So we asked you this morning on our Instagram page what your thoughts were, and here's what you said. I think Paramount Pictures should have just stopped after the trouble they had with Sonic, and I think I'll just stick with the classic Clifford. The 2021 Grammy nominees are out with over 80 categories, including Album of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best New Artist. In Record of the Year, the nominees are Colors, Black Parade, Rockstar, Say So, Everything I Wanted, Don't Start Now, Circles, and Savage. Let us know on Twitter who you want to win this category, and the winners will be announced during the 63rd Annual Grammys, streaming January 31st. That's all I've got for this Rock Hill Report. Stay up to date by following us on our social media pages at Rock Hill Media. Back to you, Madison.
History was made as 44-year-old Victor Glover became the first African-American to begin a 6-month tour on the International Space Station. Trois Murphy spoke to his father, a Prosper resident, about his son's incredible accomplishment.
It's hard to describe. There are no words. There are no words to describe it.
Victor Glover Sr. says the signs were always there, always pointed to this moment.
He had always said when he was even young that he was going to do something that was going to change the world.
Yeah.
That was his big thing was, even when he went off to college, I'm going to do something that's going to change the world. And again, it's one of those things where you say, it's going to make him work hard to achieve whatever it is he's trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. And then ultimately, who could have ever dreamt of it being this?
Those dreams led Victor Glover Jr. to a degree in engineering, later deciding to become an astronaut.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
So when those rockets lit and the rockets started taking off, I think I was more in awe of the fact in my mind saying my son is sitting on top of that, and then there were a lot of people that were applauding and hooting and hollering, and I was just sitting there just quiet, staring and watching the rocket till it disappeared.
The rocket disappearing to International Space Station, where Victor will spend 6 months on his mission as a flight engineer for Expedition 64. His expedition is even more special because Glover is the first black astronaut to spend an extended period of time on the station.
He's going to be such an example to those young people of every culture that has those types of dreams and can now see that they are in fact achievable. I think he's going to be a shining example for a lot of young people around the world to say, I can go after this and I can actually get it done.
That mindset and faith, along with his crew members, keep him company as he carries out his expedition on the space station. For HTN Daily, I'm Trois Murphy.
His mother and father in Prosper await his return, as well as his brother and sister-in-law, who are teachers in Frisco. Victor is expected to return to Earth in April of next year, just before his oldest daughter graduates high school. That's all for today's show. For HTN Daily, I'm Anica Hankey.
I'm Connor Fuxa.
I'm Beau Cormican.
And I'm Madison Wells. Mask up and rock on.